I think this week will be really great. I'm getting the final recordings for my upcoming release, and I also got this contract here yesterday. It's a label deal with a pretty big label. I went through all of it this entire morning. I've signed it, and now it's time to send it back to them. I will use the fax machine at Vanessa's office. I'm now in the very heart of Düsseldorf. This is the Königsallee, and Vanessa's work is right here. She's working at Education First. They're selling language courses abroad. Hello. Old school sounds. Vanessa's really happy that I'm here during the day, and we're now having a quick lunch. Looks like Mexican food. Mexican food? Also von den Jalapenos ruhig viel. Okay. Da mal gut nochmal. This was good. Now bringing Vanessa back to work and then to the studio. I've missed my tram and it started raining. First I have to clean up the mess from last week. All done, now work. As long as I don't have the final recordings for the track, I can just go into the project and try to improve and tweak all of the other elements to get the track as ready as possible. So as soon as I have the vocals, I just have to implement them into the track and it's all done. So let me show you all of the improvements I'm doing on the track step by step. First, removing the top frequencies of the sub kick. Next, removing the sub-frequencies of the top kick. EQing the clap and adding a bit of reverb. I EQ'd all of the other drum elements, put them into one bus, parallel compressed them, and added a small ambient reverb. Improving the guitar sound in Guitar Rig and also EQing the reverb and also checking the decay time again. Going through the advanced settings of the piano to try and make it shine a bit more. I'm not EQing the piano at the moment, I just put a low cut on top of it, because as soon as I have the vocals, I might have to shape out a bit of the piano to make more room for the vocals. The bass sound on this track is probably not the most creative one. It's just filling out the bottom end. I have a bit of sidechain compression on it to make a bit more room for the kick, and a low cut to get rid of the really deep frequencies. Okay, I'm all done improving the parts. This took almost 4 hours and it improved the track maybe by 10%. That's just the way it is. Producing music is very time consuming. I have one tip if you're starting out making music that really should help you a lot. Just let the music really play while you're tweaking it. If you're moving the EQ or you compress the sound or put reverb on it, always do it while the sound is playing. It's really important that you listen to it. If you stop the music, tweak it and then listen again to it, you might miss the exact point where it sounds really perfect. And if you miss this point by 5% on 30 individual tracks, this will add up to a really muddy mix. You should also always listen to the parts solo and with all of the other elements playing so that you can make the changes within the mix in context with the other elements. I now have to get back home. We're invited tonight for dinner and I don't want to show up late again. It's still raining. I will be soaking wet by the time I get back home. It takes me usually 15 to 20 minutes. They're almost done completely destroying this building. I bet you these two guys are having a lot of fun with their job. This weather is really disgusting. Back at home, all wet, all changed. It's still raining. Vanessa's with me. We're now on our way to the dinner. I'm here with Oliver. He's our world champion. Hi! And we're even barbecuing although it's raining. Guess what? It's still raining. Today I was actually expecting to get the vocals for my next track and just implement them and finish the whole thing. But I just got an email, all of it is going to be delayed, and so today I think I will help a friend with his track. I have basically to do the same things with it that I did yesterday with my track. Okay, I'm all done. I actually even exchanged a couple of his parts, especially the kick. His kick wasn't really punching through, so I just chose another one. I hope he won't notice. So this might also be a tip for you. You can EQ, compress, and do all other things with the parts as much as you want. If they're just sounding bad, it's easier to replace them than trying to make them fit. Okay, before heading back home, let me answer one quick question someone had on YouTube. He was asking what kind of keyboard I'm using. I used to play all of my music with this cheap little, very old keyboard that I got from a friend, I think 10 years, 12 years ago. And when I was redoing the entire studio, I switched to this new keyboard. It's full size and has real piano keys that are weighted, so it feels more like playing a real piano. I actually don't remember the brand name, but let me just pull it out here off the desk. Yeah, it's from Studio Logic and it doesn't have a whole lot of features, basically just the keys and the pitch and mod wheel that I actually almost never use. It's now 5:20, it's supposed to rain in the next 15 minutes. It's quite a lot of rain headed towards me. I don't want to get wet as I got yesterday. I'm also here with the skateboard, and that's the good thing about my job. I can now just decide to go back home and do the rest of the work there. Almost back home, no rain yet. All done with the business stuff, making dinner, and I'm lucky I went back home. It's raining like crazy for the past 2 hours. So just staying at home, watching the new season of Game of Thrones, and that's it for tonight. It's Friday morning, I just arrived in the studio. I still don't have the final recordings for the new tracks, so I will just take care of all other things. For example, updating my plugins, adding new and good tracks to my Spotify playlist, finally throwing away this old charging cable, listening to the tracks that you guys sent me and giving my feedback, playing a bit of piano, recording a bit of acoustic guitar, making the bass sound of another track a bit more interesting by adding distortion, trying to find a sample on one of these USB sticks. All of this was quite time consuming. Now it's time to leave the studio. I'm back at home just to pick up my skateboard. I'm on my way to visit friends and have a couple of drinks with them. Hello. Hi.
Running low, 2 hands, but nothing to keep for you.
Just on my way back home with the skateboard, it started raining like crazy. I'm waiting now here a bit. Okay, the app tells me that it will stop raining in 10 minutes, so probably just waiting here. It almost stopped and we'll now just run back home and go to bed. Saturday morning, time to have breakfast.
As you go, it's too bright to start a war. Soon
Breakfast was really nice. Now it's time to go to the hairdresser. I didn't have time this entire week. Looking all fresh again, now on my way to the studio.
be alone out in the dark.
Today I was actually supposed to DJ at one of these open air events that I've showed you in the past weeks. I was really looking forward to it, but it also got cancelled due to the bad weather. This was really sad, but I thought instead of DJing, I'd just come here to the studio and continue working. I'm all done with work. Gordon called me, he wants to hang out a bit, and he asked me to bring him a bit of sugar. I know it doesn't look like sugar, but it's really just sugar. I promise. Das sieht jetzt in der Kamera nur nicht mehr nach Zucker aus. Ich brauche jetzt den Beweis, dass das Zucker ist, Gordon.
Du weißt, dass das Zucker ist? Ja. Dann hol ich mal eben einen Kater.
Ich nehme mal den Beef Eater. Wie spät haben wir?
Viertel nach 3.
Okay. 3:15, first gin tonic.
Cheers.
We're now on our way to the city center really quick and we're taking Gordon's scooter.
Oh, till the sun is coming up.
Just €5 to get this thing totally full. Gordon just needs something for his computer and I'm joining him because it's so much fun to take the scooter. One of these drones would be also a lot of fun. They have an area with DJ equipment. I hate these controllers. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Back at Gordon's place, time for more gin tonic. This was fun, now back to the studio, getting my skateboard and then back home. It's now 8:30. We're invited to a very special birthday party. I'm all ready. Vanessa is hiding, but she's also all ready. And we're now leaving. Let's go. She is already ahead. We're really late. We're now on our way back home. We forgot the birthday present. I don't want to blame it on Vanessa, but I'm getting a car to go to save a bit of time. Now that we got the presents, it's time to go. Okay, almost made it in time and we have a perfect parking spot. Before we enter the location, I have to show you where we are. This is a really big museum. This is a concert hall and this is the location for tonight. The camera was the whole night in there. We are almost the last ones to leave this really great party. We're now trying to find the cab. We're both not able to drive. Way too many gin tonic. Driving back home.
Dankeschön.
Ja, das ist ja neu mit der Beleuchtung hier.